Back with another episode of Broke Guy Does Camaro. How about that? I don't have no money because I just went and bought this stuff. I was wrong all along. It was not Permatex that makes the rust neutralizer. It is Loctite. And I got it in the car. I've already hit my rust area with a wire wheel. Vacuumed it up, swept it. Used some purple power, make sure everything was degreased real good. And I'm getting ready to go apply it. Now, some things to keep in mind, it does say to wear gloves. It's skin and eye irritant. You want to use it in a ventilated area. Obviously, I'm outside. I've got both the doors open on the car, so I'm not going to have to worry about that. We're not going to have Mr. Biggs here in the way. He's too precious to get his eyes and lungs messed up, isn't he? So let's go ahead and jump on over and get into it. What do you think, bub? You go get this done? All right. Would you just look at this turd? It's like a crappy yard ornament right now. But just wait. It'll get there. That's my rust. I'm not happy with that. But, I mean, it is what it is. I don't have a welder. I don't have a shop to do the work in, so I'm not going to patch it at this moment. I'll just wait and, I'll use my rust neutralizer. Okay, it's made by Loctite. It's called Extend. Okay, it says it converts rust into a paintable surface. Okay, so basically it's turning the rust back to steel. I've already went through with a big wire wheel and I knocked off all the loose stuff, knocked off any of the stuff that was hanging on the holes or anything. This is all pretty solid. I picked out the seam seal here. Okay, I'm going to want to go ahead and make sure I get some of this down in there. Now, it does say to wear gloves. But I'm not going to be using a rag. I'm going to use a paintbrush, so we'll just try our best not to get it on me. It does say that you also want to make sure to use this between 50 and 90 degrees. That'd be Fahrenheit. And, avoid contact with skin and don't swallow it. Don't be drinking this stuff. It ain't a Tide Pod, you goofballs. I'm just going to go ahead and put some on my brush. I'm going to be liberal with it and just start working it in. It's not going to do anything to the paint. All it's going to do is it's going to attack the rust. Okay, make sure you get it down in the cracks. Oh. Equipment failure. Equipment failure. We're going down. Oh. Tell you what, let's get you inside here. I like it better on the inside, Paul. I'm messing everything up here. There we go. A little cockeyed, but you'll be all right. Now remember, if you hate to see this kind of stuff happen to a classic, you can always send me $1 million because I sure as hell ain't got it. There it is. Now you can see down in there what I'm doing. All right. Camera's fixed. All right, so like I said, I'm just going to start applying, and I'm going to be a little liberal with it. Make sure it works down in the cracks real good. Make sure it works down in anywhere there might be any metal in behind. But you can see it's starting to turn purple. That's its chemical reaction. That's why it says you need to have a ventilated area, because this is essentially it's just a chemical reaction. I'm not going to get into the science on it. That's for some other nerds. That's not me. All I know is it works. I've used it on quite a different few vehicles to stop rust. And, man, it does. Last car I did, I used some of this stuff on it in the same manner. I wasn't prepared to do floors. This one, I wasn't supposed to do floors. If I was, I wouldn't have got the damn thing. Thanks, Parker. But he's probably thinking the same thing about mine, because he pulled the carpet back in the 92, and apparently the heater core that I had put in the 92, that wasn't the first one, because up in the tunnel area right here had pretty good rust, and it was discolored and stuff in the manner that it would be if it was antifreeze damage and water. So sorry about that, buddy. I guess it comes in turn. Both of us got some rust issues. I got to put a floor in here. I should have took that out. I'm going to take that plug out and get up underneath of it. The curing time is 24 hours. I'll come back and give it another coat. And tomorrow we'll come in and see what the prognosis is. 1 week later. I'll get you in here where you can see where the work's been done at. You can see it turns everything nice and black. You know the work's been done. Since the last video I made, since the last time I was shooting, I've made some decisions, and I'm not going to go too far with this as far as picking the seam seal and stuff out. It's all out in here, and that's all going to get hit with the rubberized matting that I've got in it. Well, it's not rubberized, it is rubber, but it'll seal all this up. Now, I don't necessarily recommend this. This isn't a fix. This is a temporary band-aid until you can get into a spot where you can put floors in it, or you can pay somebody to do it. You're going to have to use your best judgment. If you've got a hole here, you're not going to want to Flintstone it around town. This isn't going to work. This is for light stuff, okay? And it even says so on the bottle of the Loctite that I used. It says it's for light areas. It's not a fix. It's a band-aid. I just want to make that clear. And I'm no way a sheet metal and body guy, so I can use any help I can get. Dang it. So, I mean, you can take that advice with a grain of salt, man. I'm just trying to get this thing on the road. Now, I do have a shop and everything available to me, but it's 6 hours away. That's kind of the whole thing with this process of getting the motor in it, getting the dashboard and the interior half-assed back in it, just to where I can drive it every day nice and comfortably. All the systems work the way it should. That way I can get it over there. I'm going to drive it. So, I mean, that's part of the fun. I don't like trailering things around. And these cars were made to be driven. I'm going to drive the hell out of it. I'll drive till the damn wheels fall off. I don't care. But, all right, so the next one I'm going to put the rubber in. I'm going to paint in the meantime. I'll go ahead and I'll start shooting on getting the rubber in. And I'll see you then.